difference between basketball skill and basketball ability. I'm Tony. Welcome back to Streetball Strategies.
I remember I was sleeping on the couch. Now these bands got me walking with a slouch. Yeah, is you crazy? I'm out here getting to the money, I ain't lazy. I'm out here dripping like some water, yeah, I'm wavy.
Today we're talking about the difference between basketball skill and ability. Now for those of you who think that that's kind of an obvious answer, the reason I'm making this video is because when I watch TV or I'm around different basketball people, oftentimes they will use the terms skill and ability as if they are one and the same. And while I do think they are very similar, I think they are definitely different terms. They have different definitions. And I also often refer to skills and abilities on this channel, and I'm very big at defining what I'm talking about before we actually get into the topic, because I want clear communication so that we both know what we're talking about, so that we can both be on the same page. So today let's talk about what my definition of skill and ability are, so that moving forward on this channel, whenever I reference them, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So yes, their definitions are pretty obviously, but let's make them clear. Basketball skill is the knowledge of how to do something, and basketball ability is being able to execute that skill. So while yes, they are similar, they're not really one and the same, and they're not really interchangeable. For instance, you can have a basketball skill, but not really have much of ability. The best example I can think of this is Shaquille O'Neal shooting free throws, because we all know Shaquille O'Neal was a terrible free throw shooter. We knew it his entire career. The fans knew it, he knew it, and definitely his team, his front office, his coaching staff knew it as well. So I'm sure there are multiple times throughout Shaq's career when he was consulted by free throw shooting experts as how to shoot free throws that were best for him and someone his size. He was probably taught how to shoot free throws multiple times throughout his career. So in terms of his free throw shooting skill, I'm guessing and assuming it was probably pretty comprehensive. But he was never able to really use that skill effectively, meaning his ability to shoot free throws was low. So he probably had great free throw shooting skill, he was just never able to really translate it into great free throw shooting ability. The opposite of that problem would be having high ability, but not really having the skill for that ability. So for example, if you, in your friend group, in your basketball playing group, if you just happen to be one of the faster guys, or one of the guys that can jump the highest in your basketball group, but you don't really understand how or why you do it, you just do it, then you have high ability, but you don't really have the skill. Now you could make the argument like, what does that matter? It doesn't matter. The bottom line is, I can do the thing and I do it better than pretty much everyone else. Why does the skill matter? Here's my argument for why you should take that skill seriously so that you can improve that ability. Because say for example, when you're running, even though you're faster than most people, because you don't really understand what you're doing, because you don't really have the skill, you haven't learned that skill, there's a very high probability that while you're running, you're burning, wasting more energy than you need to. And again, you could say, so what? I'm still faster than everybody. The point is that all of that energy that you're wasting while you're running, that you don't need to be wasting because you don't know what you're doing, you don't have the skill to run properly, effectively, and efficiently, you could be saving that wasted energy and using it for other things on the basketball court to improve your game and make your game more well-rounded. The same thing for you jumping higher than everyone. So when you're jumping, even though you're getting higher than everybody, it's very probable that like on your way down, when you land, you're probably landing a little too hard than you should be. Or maybe you're exploding from the ground a little more sloppier than you should be. And because jumping is so high impact, when you thrust yourself off the ground or you slam back down onto it, maybe you're putting unnecessary wear and tear on your joints. And sure, that's not a problem for right here, right now, this game, this day. Accumulatively, that wear and tear is going to shorten and hinder your game in the long run. If you learn the skill of how to jump properly, of how to do it effectively and efficiently, you could very easily keep yourself healthier and play better for longer because you're not getting as much wear and tear on your joints because you know how to jump properly. You have that proper skill. So do you see what I mean? The difference between skill and ability. You can have one without the other, but it's kind of useless. And since this channel is all about you trying to become the very best basketball player you can be, don't you want to have the highest skill and the highest ability possible? Because doing so is going to allow you to be the best basketball player you can be, and part of that means being the most well-rounded player you can be. What I refer to as like basketball nerds are like guys who way overthink all of the X's and O's and a strategy of basketball, but never really put all that to use out here and get the real world experience of actually doing those things. And the opposite of that are like the basketball bros who are like, they don't care about the skill part. They don't care about the studying and analyzing the game like most of us on this channel do. Their mindset is they're just sort of naturally, physically good at basketball. They have good basketball talent on a physical level. So because of that, who cares about the strategy, the skill, the analyzation of the game? To me, I'm greedy. I want both worlds. I want the best of both worlds. So I'm going to build my skill up as much as I possibly can. Study and analyze everything, especially stuff that no one else is thinking about, no one else is considering. Being super unconventional because I want unconventional results. But there's no point in all that studying and analyzing and thinking outside the box if you're never actually going to put that study to practice. So you have to execute that skill to see what you're capable of and then refine that ability over time. That's the difference between basketball skill and basketball ability. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, if you find it helpful, if you think it's going to help you be a better basketball player by defining basketball skill, basketball ability, and allowing you to then refine both of those, then please subscribe to the channel. And my definitions of skill and ability are just mine, the way I think about it, the way it works for me in my mind. If it's different for you, the way you think of skill and ability, then great. Let us know down in the comments. The more we share with each other, the more we can learn from each other. But before you comment, make sure you hit that thanks button down below, because not only will hitting that thanks button highlight all of your comments, making them stand out from everybody else's, but also when you hit that thanks button, it directly supports the channel. So for anyone that does hit that thanks button, know I genuinely appreciate it. As always, like, share, comment like I said. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you're notified whenever any video goes live on this channel. And until then, see you guys next week.
Enough with the riff-raff. Champagne for my bubbles in a big bag. Shower myself with the hundreds when your drip bag. Put her lips on my diamonds till the kiss that.